Welcome to Mabuhay TV at U Multicultural Channel. I'm your host, Lourdes Federes. Manitoba has been a tremendous immigration success story. Immigration has played a major role in Manitoba's population, labor force, and economic growth. The Manitoba Provincial Nominee Program, or MPNP, is undergoing a strategic shift, aiming to enhance the approval prospects of prospective immigrants with familial ties in the province. Mabuhay, mga kababayan, let us all welcome our own Minister of Labor and Immigration, Ms. Malaya Marcelino. Hello, kamusta po?
Very good, thank you, Lou.
How has it been since you got elected last year?
Well, it's been really great. Manitobans have asked us to work on many priorities, and I'm going to do my best to accomplish those tasks for everybody that's asked us for their help.
Yeah, we're very happy that you've been appointed to this very important position. As we all know, most of us came here through the Manitoba Provincial Nominee Program. So this initiative that we are implementing right now, was this a new one or has it been done before?
Well, the Manitoba Provincial Nominee Program has been around since the late 1990s, and under the NDP Doer government and NDP Seliger government, they really grew immigration in the 2000s. Unfortunately, over the last little while, we are now seeing the lowest migration retention rates here in Manitoba. So we're seeing a lot of people, they come and then after that they're going to leave. This is very, very concerning. This is not good for our economy, and we really need these newcomers in order to help fill labor shortages and also, so that we can continue to grow our community here. Yeah. People are leaving for a few reasons, and we really need to address that. So that's part of my job, to make sure that when newcomers stay here, they have wonderful opportunities for growth and to fulfill their potential and to provide for themselves and their families, and also to contribute to our Manitoba economy. So that's our goal.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah.
And what could be the most, biggest reason why, people are moving? Is it economic? Is it opportunities?
Well, there might be a few reasons, but one of the reasons that I'm going to be working on to try to solve is this issue of accreditation problems. So for instance, when a newcomer comes to Manitoba, they might not be able to get their accreditation in the profession that they had before. And that's not fair. So I'd like to remove unfair barriers to that kind of accreditation and help that person and their family, really achieve their full potential in the field that they studied for, in the field that they, have a lot of work experience in, and go from there. Yeah.
So this migration happening, is this just in Manitoba, or is this happening all throughout the other province that has the nominee program as well?
We're seeing, a trend across Canada, I would say, but then there are other centers in Canada where they're seeing a lot of, where a lot of migrants normally go there anyway. So for example, the big centers like Toronto and Vancouver. So this has always kind of been, an issue here in Manitoba, how to retain people, but it's kind of serious now. So we really have to address it. So, yeah.
Yeah, so will this, adding points, if you have family connection, will this only apply for those applying for as provincial nominee? How about those student visa, those temporary workers? Are they be able to take advantage of this?
So the provincial nominee program is what the province of Manitoba is in charge of. The federal government is actually in charge of immigration, and it's only by the agreement of the federal government that Manitoba can have this economic program, which is to attract economic migrants. That's the provincial nominee program. As it relates to temporary foreign workers, to tourists, to refugees, and to international students, that's all in the realm of the federal government. Because immigration lies with the federal government. That's their jurisdiction. But we only by agreement, since the late 90s, have the ability to do economic migrants. So that's the wheelhouse that I work under. And so the focus that I'm going to be having on making sure that these newcomers that are coming to Manitoba can have more points if they have very strong ties to Manitoba. That will be for the MPNP applicants.
Yeah, sometimes that is where the confusion
Yes.
is, like what
Yeah.
between the provincial, what the provincial can do and what it's under federal,
Yeah.
right? So we must know those distinctions. So this is for the provincial.
Right.
So what, with regards to like the processing, is that something like the NDP government are also looking into? Because I'm aware that it was also one of the reasons why we kind of short on our target last year for acquiring certificates of provincial nominee.
Yeah, so the federal government gave us an allocation of 9,500 newcomers that we were allowed to bring into Manitoba, okay? And we fell short by, I think we were able to bring in under 7,400. So the previous government did not, have enough people working in the department so that we could do this. So that's the first thing that I actually tried to address as soon as I came here in October, was to make sure that we can try to have more people working in the department to process those applications, because it's totally sayang that, as an immigrant, I know exactly what it would be to mean for a family to come here and to have that PR status and to be able to contribute. So it was really very, very unfortunate. And our department, they tried really hard. They even worked on the weekends for some of them to try to make sure that those applications could do as many applications as they could. But unfortunately, under the previous government, they did not have enough workers working in the department. They, do a lot of cutting, right? And so we are going to be building. We know that immigration is an economic driver in our province, and we really need to put those resources there to make sure that we can get through as many applications as, properly. You can't just, you have to, there is a process, you have to get those applications in. At one time we had processing times that were a lot shorter. So God willing, with this addition of more workers and also with other kinds of upgrades, we will be able to meet those targets.
So let's say this is a very welcoming change. Say a lot of people now, or more chances are there's going to be added application. As for the provincial nominee, is the province ready, just in case we get again that influx of nominees coming in the province? Will there be enough jobs for them? Will there be enough housing?
Yes, Lou, people are coming to me all the time, like the different industries, different employers, and certainly rural and northern communities, okay, across Manitoba. They keep coming to me to tell me about their labor shortages. And we are working with employers, we're working with rural communities to make sure that we can help them bring in the newcomers that they need. So certainly there are jobs. There is a little bit of issues with housing sometimes, but by and large, especially rural and northern communities, they might have housing issues, but they also will open up their homes to people. And with this focus on more family reunification, there will also be more supports in place that families can have to help the newcomers come in.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's where our being Filipino comes in. Because once you have your relative, it's natural for us or ask them to stay in our house, sometimes in several years until they're ready. So with the community, I don't think that will be a problem.
No, and it traditionally hasn't been, and this is how it was done when it was being done successfully under the previous Dewar and Seliger governments. They had this family tie. So for instance, if you were overseas worker, let's say in the Philippines, you had your education, right? And then you had at least 2 years work experience in your field of study, and you had a strong family tie or a strong connection to Manitoba, it could be like a very close family friend or something like that, then you would have a high likelihood to come here and stay here and be able to grow your life here. So that is the goal that we're going to be making, those changes to accommodate that. And over the course of the year, I'm going to be increasing the numbers of overseas applicants.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Is there really a cap? We don't have a cap, right? Like how much we could accept?
We do. The
Oh, we
federal
do.
government
Okay.
gives us a yearly cap. So last year it was 9,500, but in the past it's been 6,000, and it changes. So
Yeah.
this is determined by the federal government.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's very welcoming news. Aside from, I mean, amidst all this things that we're hearing, the changes that are not too welcoming, but this is a very good news for the community.
You know, Manitoba is different. We are a very special province. There's communities that I visit everywhere in Manitoba, and they welcome immigration. They are going in above and beyond to create welcoming communities. They have mentorship programs where a family will mentor a newcomer family. So we're really, Manitoba is a friendly place. It's a welcoming place. There's a very strong work ethic here, and they welcome newcomers because they know they need them, and they're going to add to the fabric of the life of the community.
Wow, thank you so much. I myself, we're 5 siblings in Canada.
Oh, wow.
4 are here in Manitoba.
Oh, great.
1 is in Edmonton just because he found his love of his life there. But yes, I think that is a huge advantage. Having that connection will certainly encourage you to stay here in Manitoba. So maraming salamat, Minister. At maraming salamat for watching Mabuhay TV. Any last words, Minister?
Well, I just wanted to also say that we are really diligently working on removing accreditation barriers so that people can be able to work here in their field of study and experience, starting with internationally educated health professionals, nurses, doctors, and even veterinarians. So this is my first priority of set of accreditation barrier removal. So stay tuned for more news on that, and hopefully we can talk about it next time.
Definitely. We'll look forward to that. Maraming salamat.
Thank you, Lou.